I was looking at your
Okay.
channel, bro. You got mad views.
Okay.
Like,
No, I don't. I mean, well, thanks for checking it out. First of all, I'm trying. I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. The last two videos were definitely bombs, so we need to make sure we recover on this third one. We can't keep taking L's because I take way longer to post than you do. So it's like when you miss, it hurts. You know what I mean? So we
yeah, I
gotta
understand.
make sure I stop doing that. But I follow you. I feel like you and Destiny are the two people that I'm like, all right. I may not agree with every single thing they ever say, but most of it I agree with. And I feel like you guys are rational and you have integrity. I feel like you're not gonna lie. People, you believe in the things that you say, and unfortunately, you can't put that on everybody. So
Yeah, I mean,
appreciate you for
yeah,
not being a lying piece of shit, as far as I know.
yeah. I mean, I try to. I feel like the most important thing in political commentary is just saying what you think. Like, if your goal is to actually in politics, whether you're a commentator or an actual politician, I feel like your goal should be to try to help people. So
Yeah, in
you should
theory.
be you should be trying to tell your truth, what you think works. And as time goes on, you'll begin to realize some things you thought were effective aren't effective. But as long as it's coming from a genuine place and you're not just like looking what everyone else is doing and saying, wow, I'm scared of like being the one person who's saying the other thing, like as long as you're
Yeah.
doing that, you should be good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Why the fuck did he call me Gyatmal? I really don't like that white people learned about that word.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know you're a big political guy, so we're gonna talk about politics a bit. I feel like for me personally, I'm trying to stay away from them on the mainstream videos. I just feel like when it comes to MAGA, they're just like there's nothing I could fucking tell these people. You know what I mean? It's like I have these people in my family. I literally asked my aunt. I'm like, she's like a big Tim Pool person. I'm like, don't you think it's weird that like Russia is like funding all the people that you watch? Like, don't you think that's odd? And she's dead ass looked at me with a straight face and just said no. I'm like, what the do I say to you? What do I say to that? I don't.
Well,
I've never dealt
I'll
with this
tell
kind
you
of lunacy.
what I realize. And I have an aunt that supports Trump too.
Nice.
The reality is, like, people are a lot less invested in politics as we like. I feel I learned this when we lost the election. I was like, why did I think people gave a fuck about Trump like doing anything wrong? Like, most of the stuff he does wrong takes like 20 minutes to explain. Trump can get on stage and say one lie, and that's easy to say, but to like
True.
deconstruct the lie takes like 20 to 30 minutes. So it's like
Yeah, that's
people
the
in
sad part.
politics, that's it's true. People want really simple, relatable explanations and slogans and movements that they can feel like they understand. And Democrats don't really present that. And I realized,
Mm.
like, although it's really nice to do like these research streams and to try to like guide my audience through like 30 to 40 minutes of information, I realize we're losing because we're trying so hard to be high information instead of high relatable, high charisma, high
Yeah.
entertainment. You look at the average conservative commentator, there's a reason why most of them stopped debating people like you said, Destiny. They
Mhm.
realized, like, why would I sit here and make myself look crazy debating someone who researched everything when I have the same pull over my audience saying really simplistic shit, giving bullshit explanations for stuff that's not true. So
Yeah.
politics is not about what's true, it's what you can convince people is true.
That's
And
so sad.
yeah, so it's like, although I don't live by that, I understand that that's reality and that's how many other people play the game.
Yeah. What do you think was the biggest fuck up of the Democratic election or the election? Where do you think the Democrats went wrong? What do you think was the biggest reason they lost?
uh I guess in terms of the election, I'd say the biggest reason we lost was Joe Biden not stepping down quickly enough, and also Democrats just not realizing, like, look, bro, like, if you don't start calling like Trump a bitch like on stage, you're done. Like
What do
if
you what do you mean
like
by that? What do you mean by
no,
that?
like, dead ass, like, Kamala needs to go
Like
on stage and say
literally?
this fat pussy ass, yeah, like, so like I like this is the reality is, like, The truth is, we lost this election 10 years ago. Like,
But what about Biden?
Republican
Biden won.
Biden is coping with the fact that he fucked up. He's saying stuff like, if I had run, if I ran against Trump, I would have won. He wouldn't have won.
No, no,
Um,
no. But I mean Biden winning in 2020.
Biden in 2020, I mean, Trump fucked up COVID. One thing I realize is that like people have really short memories, and if something
Yeah.
really, really bad happens when you're in office, people are gonna be more willing to get rid of you.
Yeah.
And on
I
top of
agree.
that, like mail-in ballots made it a lot easier for more people to just get involved without having to go out of their way to go down to a center to vote. But there was nothing like that to help. Like the Democrats, one of the things I think that if COVID didn't happen, Trump probably would have won against Biden. Right now,
Mm, probably.
the Democrats just don't have messaging. Like I'll keep saying like we lost this 10 years ago. Like Republicans have mastered messaging so well. Like they'll grab a video of some blue-haired lunatic SJW and say, "Look at the liberals." But in reality, most
Yeah.
liberals do not fuck with this weird ass shit, right?
Yeah.
Donald Trump will get on stage and say, "You all have great genetics," and you'll never hear Joe Biden use that kind of language ever, right?
No.
But people are convinced that Joe Biden hates white people. He hates men, but he's never been on camera ever insinuating that ever.
Yeah.
So right
Yeah,
wing
it's like
media is just, it's strong.
it's like if you're a Democrat, you have to deal with the worst of your side,
Right.
and the Republicans definitely don't have that issue. Were you
Well, yeah.
shocked by the result? I was fucking shocked. This was the first
Yeah.
time I felt like true anxiety in a long time. I was like, "Fuck! I think the country might just be over." Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm over exaggerating. I don't know if I'm talking to the right person. You might be in the same boat as me. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think when we lost the election, I was definitely shocked, but then I realized how stupid I was to be shocked. Like,
Same.
looking back, I was like, why the fuck did I think anybody cared about? Okay, I feel like people care, but like the Democrats haven't been able to get people to care. Like, the Democrats will point out something Trump did that was wrong, and him and everyone in right wing media will say witch hunt. He didn't say that. Even if he did,
Exactly.
they're never gonna fold. Like, did you see what happened when Biden pardoned his son? You saw
Yeah,
all the
they freaked the
Democratic
fuck out.
politicians were like, "Can't believe he would ever do this!" Like, shut your pussy ass up. Trump pardons everybody, and
I
your guy
know. I
pardons one
know.
person, and you fold. This is the reason why it might be over, because if you're a Democratic politician and you want to take the gloves off, your party's not going to protect you. If you do some
That's what
wild
I'm
shit
saying.
and everyone's like, "Yo, Kamal just did something crazy," your whole party is like, should we back him? Whole time Trump is plotting his newest evil scheme, and it's like, well, it's like, how do you even like, bro? What do you even do with that?
Uh,
Like,
I don't know. So I know. I feel like I feel like the Democrats are really at a disadvantage. Maybe I'm just being a cunt here, but I feel like it's because they have to deal with rational people.
it's not why. I'll tell you what it is. How you present yourself is how people will treat you. So
Mm,
Donald Trump, when he first popped out, the Republicans were like, "Yo, this guy's he's disrespectful. He's so evil. He's a piece of shit." But Trump did not surrender. He was like, "You want to criticize me for something I actually said on camera? You're a liar. You're fake news. I never did anything wrong." Like he's
yeah.
not gonna just sit there and be like, "Yeah, I am a bad person." He's going to
Yeah, of
fight and
course not.
fight and fight. And Joe Biden, he doesn't give the Democrats the middle finger ever. He's never like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up. Like like I run this shit." Instead, he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm sorry. I apologize." And what happens is
Bleak.
Democratic voters begin to feel like, "You know what? We can tell Joe Biden what to do," which is how it should be. But the
Right.
problem is the MAGA movement has no accountability. You can't grab Joe
Zero.
Biden. Yeah, you can't put all these rules on Joe, none on Trump, and expect Joe to win. Because you got all these voters in the middle ground who don't know what to believe. And you got one side who says, "We're always right. We're never wrong. Even when we're wrong, we're not wrong." And the other side
Yeah.
is, "Yeah, we messed up here, but can you please have faith in us?" No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Okay, I was at my Republican family's house. Half of my side, half of my family is straight MAGA. They're donating to the fucking campaign. Like it's actually insane. I have
It's great.
grandparents that marched with MLK and are voting are diehard Trump fans. there should be a documentary about that, but that's where some of my family's at.
That is
They were
crazy.
talking to me. I know it's fucking insane. Every time I step foot in their house, I shed a Native American tear. But what do you think? They were talking to me about Joe Biden pardoning like mass murderers. What's is that true? I don't know. What's
I
up with
gotta look.
that?
I feel like I think he commuted people's sentences. I don't think he pardoned. I don't think he pardoned anyone, but I think he like I don't know if he like shortened their sentences or some shit. But I think he like
Okay.
yeah, he
That's all
commuted
they
their
were talking
sentence or
about.
something. Yeah, I mean like if Joe ever does something that's like if he fucks up in any way or if he does something that might not entirely look great, the media will highlight it. Republicans won't hesitate to highlight it. Like, I would have to look into it further to see exactly how many people he pardoned, but like keep in mind, like Trump pardoned mad criminals. Trump
Yeah,
himself is a criminal. Trump got someone
yeah,
shot in the Capitol. Like when people bring up stuff like that to me, I usually just like I'm kind of like done like giving ground. Like if they say, Joe Biden ran over a squirrel or Joe Biden hit some pregnant chick with his car, that's so sad, but I'm still voting for Joe. Like that's where I'm at now because it's like if I
yeah.
fold on anything, Trump just dances his way to office, and you're just sitting there like, what the fuck do we do with this? Like it's like we're just losing because we keep trying to keep Biden perfect. It's just
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've never seen people this delusional when it comes to politics. My theory is that because I think both of us were a little bit more right leaning and then we were like just started like learning more information and we're like, okay, we were kind of fucking tripping a little bit. But back when we both were maybe a little bit more centrist or right leaning or whatever, I think it wasn't even necessarily like the politics of the left. It was just their vibe fucking sucks. And I feel
yeah.
like that's a lot of people feel like that. I was hoping that they'd be like, yeah, yeah, the vibe does suck, but like I don't want to vote for fucking tariffs and this dude did all this insane shit. But like that didn't work. That's the thing that surprised the fuck out of me. It's like the guy tried to stage the fucking coup against the government and we just don't give a fuck about that anymore. Like what the fuck? That's crazy as fuck to me.
I mean, how many
Also,
people
Paulina, thank you for the
remember?
fight.
Yeah, how many people remember what a tariff is? Like think about that. Like of the amount of people who are gonna vote, how many remember what that is from high school?
Like, damn, like
That's
he
how
only
bad it
ran
is,
on
though.
two things. Are people that fucking stupid?
Well, think about it, right? If I come to you and I say, I'm gonna make groceries cheaper, it doesn't fucking matter if I can or can't. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna fix everything. Now,
I
we're
know.
talking about a country that thinks Joe Biden can press the gas button and make gas more expensive. Like,
Yes.
this shit is easier than people understand. Like, Trump can just give out bullshit solutions to really complicated things, and
Yeah.
the average voter does not want to hear your spiel about, well, we really have to understand the driving factors behind gas prices and the war in Ukraine and this and that. They don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear you tell them you're going to do stuff you can't do. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, like, and you talk about January 6th, like, they jumped on that quick. Tucker Carlson was releasing spliced footage claiming it was a guided tour. Like Republicans wasted no time trying to like whitewash the entire thing. I bring up
Yeah.
the Civil War all the time to draw a comparison where like when conservatives rebelled against the country to keep slaves, they were embarrassed when they lost. Instead of being like, yeah, I'm not going to lie, we fucked up. It's well actually the North invaded us and we didn't fight for slavery but actually for states' rights. And don't look at what we wrote when we thought we were going to win. Just focus on what we're saying now that we got our asses kicked, and they've mastered
Yeah.
that technique. So
Do you think I know you've been shitting on Elon a lot, and God bless, fuck that guy.
yeah,
Do you think he's gonna pay for the nonsense? Do you think it'll ever catch up with him, or do you think he's just gonna get away? I mean, clearly we see people are kind of turning on him.
I
How do
think
you think?
he'll.
How do you think this
Yeah,
ends?
honestly, like I don't know, bro, because history moves so fast in today's day and age. Like stuff that used to
Mm,
last 60 years lasts like 10, like 15 years. Like it's possible this Trump stuff will get wrapped up in our lifetime. But with Elon, um dude, I think he'll end up pissing off too many people. Yeah, especially Trump. always trying to take the limelight from Trump, and then he's trying to interfere
Yeah.
in elections in Europe. I think Elon is getting really addicted to being able to control what like millions of people believe,
Hmm.
and when you're stepping on that many people's toes, eventually people are gonna get upset. So I think he's eventually gonna end up, and he's telling the MAGA people that he wants to replace them with these people coming from India on H-1B visas, and they're like, yo, we voted for you, we voted for Trump and you to be his little henchman to bring back a more white America, but they don't really say it
Yeah.
like that, but she knows what they mean. And
Of
Elon's like,
course.
no, I'm here to make myself richer. It won't work, but I don't know if he'll get his comeuppance. I don't know.
Somebody asked, do you think Elon will buy another election?
I think he definitely can. Yeah, he'll definitely try, because Trump can basically do whatever he wants now thanks to the Supreme Court, and they're trying to like reel
Hmm.
him in now, but it's too late. Like once you give someone that kind of power, they've really got no reason to like surrender it. So I think as long as Trump is willing to pardon Elon, if Trump passes on the power of the presidency to his son through an election, anything is possible, dude. you know, Unfortunately,
Fuck. How
yeah,
do
it's bad.
you who do you think would be like the ideal what direction do you think the Democratic Party needs to make sure we don't have these motherfuckers in power 2028? Or do you think they'll just fuck it up so bad that people will just kind of pick the other guy just because of Trump's incompetence? Like you're putting fucking Fox News hosts in charge of the military. Like this can't be a recipe for success. He already said, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, shit's not going to be cheaper." My bad. He already basically said that. So like, do you think the MAGA people will ever realize that they got fucking played, or do you think most of them will die like sucking on Trump's dick?
I think I think the
Excuse me for
cult will
saying that.
always like dick ride, because you have to understand like the Republican Party has always been against free education, free healthcare, and all of that.
Of course.
And when you can convince people to be against their own advancement, you'll always have that cult of dick riders. But it's that
Sure.
middle ground that's like, yo, like Trump kind of fucked up. But the Democratic Party can't rely on the Republican Party to fuck up in order to win elections, because the Republican
Right.
Party is really good at rewriting history and presenting themselves as normal. So if the Democrats aren't capable of cleaning house and saying like, okay, Biden, you gotta go, Sanders, you gotta go, Pelosi, you gotta go, AOC, you come through, if they don't clean up the party, they're going to keep losing elections. I mean, the one thing Bernie does really well is he talks to alternative media. AOC
Yeah.
talks to alternative media. The rest of the
Yeah.
Democratic Party pretends like we're all untouchables. And it's like, okay, well, if you want to do that and Trump is over there, fucking dancing with Aiden Ross, and that's the L you want to take, then you know what I mean? Like, that's like, I guess, fuck the
Yeah.
rest of us, right? Like, fuck the entire country, right? So the
Yeah.
Democratic Party has to let go of trying to be perfect and trying to be uber professional. Like it's over. Like the moment he came down that escalator, bro, everything changed, and they don't want to accept that. They want to keep this like status quo that's just not working, you know?
Yeah. Do you think they'll figure it out? I mean, we saw Biden talking to some YouTube folk. I think it's a little fucking late for that, but do you think they'll figure it out, or do you think they're just doomed to keep fucking up?
They'll figure it out slowly. I don't know if they'll figure it out. They'll either figure it out. I hope someone kind of just like comes in and just like we're gonna need our own Trump, but someone who's smart enough to not like
Be a
someone who
fucking
knows how to
psycho.
yeah, someone who knows how to thread the line that Trump doesn't know how to thread.
Mm,
Trump's so divisive, and his movement is so divisive, it's bound to fail. But like, there
yeah.
is no way you can beat Trump without someone as slightly as crazy, someone who's as cocky, as confident, as funny. If you try to Boy Scout your way through it, he'll just destroy you, and so.
I feel like people are just kind of sick of, or not kind of sick, are really sick of the establishment. Like people think of like I feel like they're going to, sorry, I was listening to a donation, but Wow, I completely lost my fucking train of thought.
People sick
Whoops.
of the
Okay.
establishment.
Yeah. People, yeah. Like people, they say the Democrats want to run Gavin Newsom. I feel like that's a horrible fucking idea. Because all I can think about, I'm from California, is how that dude just fucked California and how there was not like homeless people running all over the place before and after. And I'm like trying, I'm rooting for you guys, the Democrats. But I just feel
Mhm.
like that's gonna get thrown in their face unless Trump just fucks up so bad that people are like, well, fuck it, let's give this guy a shot. I feel like he represents all the things, like all the condescension, the fucking the weird like social issues people feel like that Democrats are pushing on people. I feel like he is him doing shady shit during COVID. I feel like he does all that shit.
Yeah, I think Gavin, I think he might have been able to beat Trump this time, but he couldn't run because Kamala was running. He was
Right.
governor or whatever. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they already had the narrative set on Gavin Newsom. Like it's like he's kind of like
Yeah.
narrative captured like Trudeau. Like his enemies have like controlled how you think about him, even if you don't necessarily care much about him. Like when people think of Trudeau, they don't really think positive thoughts because right wing media has like molded what you think of Trudeau. Like Hillary Clinton, right?
Yeah.
Like people have molded what Hillary Clinton is. So when you think of her, it's really negative. And of course, California has its problems that, some of them stem from like really like liberal policies on crime or whatever the case might be.
Sure.
But yeah, you're right. I think Gavin Newsom has had a narrative drawn up about him so well that there's nothing he can really do. Um, I just don't want the solution to be like waiting for Trump to fuck up. Cause like,
I agree.
yeah, like if that's
I
what it's gonna
agree.
be, then we're just gonna keep losing. It's gonna be like this cycle of Republicans destroy, Democrats fix, but don't fix fast and quick enough. Therefore, we bring the Republicans back in hopes that they won't destroy. You know,
Yeah. I don't know, man. Are you hopeful for the future? Are you optimistic at all? These
no,
4 years? How bad?
absolutely
Okay, how
not.
bad do you really think things are gonna get though?
I don't know. Everything is this timeline is so GTA that like I don't know what's possible. Like I don't know. So like I don't want to sit here and say it's the end, but like
Hmm.
this is not like a
Like pull
good.
out of NATO bad?
It's possible because like now that Trump can commit any crime he wants, he doesn't really have to leave office and he doesn't really have to conduct fair elections. So it's like I don't
Damn.
know if we're getting out of this one normally. Um, Even when he's
Oof. I hope you're
gone,
wrong. Fuck.
yeah, even when he's gone, his son could take over. So it's like I don't know. I
The
mean, I wish
fucking
I could.
cokehead?
Yeah, yeah, the one with all the. There's always like this. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no clue how it's gonna turn out, but it won't end well. Like it's not gonna. We're I feel like if you were born in Trump's generation, you had the best years of America to offer. But
Yeah, for
like if
sure.
you're like if you're millennial or Gen Z or like Gen X, like it's going to
We got
be
some shit.
bad in the next
We got
decade or
some shit
two.
coming our way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Global warming. That's not gonna be fun. Gotta deal with that.
And conservatives don't believe in that or
My
dinosaurs or
grandma's convinced that it's not real.
you
Yeah, I
know.
don't know,
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is
man.
making sure, like, when bad things happen, that people remember as conservatives. But, like, Democrats are so soft that, like, I don't know if they had the stomach to be like, hey, you know, X amount of people just died. Thanks, Trump. Thanks, Republicans. I don't even know if we had the stomach
Yeah.
to just, like, say, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I don't even know if we can do that. I mean, I would do it because I understand that sometimes you just have to be honest to win, even in
Yeah.
brutal ways. But I don't see that killer instinct in most liberals and media.
Yeah, me either. And now they're like kind of sucking on Trump's dick a little bit. I don't like this. It feels very Russian. I don't like
Dude,
this shit at all.
it is this oligarchical shit is straight out of Russia, and unfortunately, like humanity doesn't have like a natural democracy like chip in our brain. Like we'll adapt or acclimate to any bullshit. So like if this country becomes
True.
an autocracy and give it enough time, people are
You're
just
like,
gonna
it is what it is.
like that's how bad. I've been coming to terms with a lot of like bro. Like I don't want to
Dark
accept these
shit.
things, but these things are true. Yeah, like unfortunately, like a lot of people don't care about democracy. Keep my groceries
Clearly.
low, keep my gas, at least promise to be able to do these things. Don't necessarily have to do them, but as long as you promise. But I don't know, if MAGA can't deliver on like the racial stuff that they promise, they could end up having like a schism to where like they can't mobilize properly.
Ugh. All right. On a lighter note, what are your obviously, the YouTube channel's been growing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
What are your like goals in terms of content creation? What do you want to get out of this whole thing?
I'm really aiming to just like I'm aiming for like number one in left wing media, trying to get there.
Okay.
It's not like the most like no one like I don't know like no one like this has ever done it before, so we're gonna have to
Negro.
see how we Negro, right? I know no one's ever like seen this happen before, so it definitely is one of those things of like we'll just see how it happens, but the goal
Yeah.
is to just change what left wing media looks like. And I think one of the good
Make
things
it
is like
less cringe.
less cringe. I came from right wing media, and I came from like watching that as a teenager. So like for me,
Right.
like it's weird watching all these like soft spoken, mushy, squishy, like
Pussy ass.
liberal. Yeah, it's like this is nice, but like we're losing. So it's like
Badly.
like yeah. So it's just kind of just
Yeah.
trying to create my own space.
Yeah, and I feel like it's extra sad because you would think like all of the real fun, entertaining stuff is more liberal. Like conservatives don't have good media. They don't make good movies. They don't make good art.
Yeah.
How the fuck are they beating the Democrats in media? It's pathetic. It's because most people, when you think of a Democrat, like earlier for me, I would think of like just speaking on YouTubers, Noah Samson, Nick Green, Hassan, just a bunch. Well, Hassan is more like visceral, but just a bunch of
Yeah.
like pussy ass, whiny ass. It's cold outside, like weak ass men. That's what you think of when you think of a Democrat. A lot of people, and that's
Yeah.
sad.
You think of
That's not the
someone who's
reality.
constantly like looking over your shoulder, like that's racist. That's sexist, right? And it's
Exactly.
like people don't want to hear
Exactly.
that bullshit. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I do think America. Like, you ever heard of the term barstool Republicans? Like,
No.
basically people who have not a Christian. They're not. There's nothing conservative about them, right? These are people at the club, getting drunk, or at the bar, getting drunk, line dancing. Nothing conservative about them, but they support
Right.
Republicans because they're not woke, right?
Yeah. There's a
Yeah,
lot of people like that. I
yeah.
think.
Wokeness has like most like prominent like left wing commentators who have an edge. They have an edge toward everything the average American supports. So like they hate the American military, they hate American global dominance. Like they hate all this stuff that
Billionaires.
like yeah. I mean, well, most people dislike billionaires, but like the left has like this they hate they hate America, and they not the left, but like these like far leftists, they don't really like
Yeah.
America, and they want
Yeah.
like Russia and China and Iran to like rise up, and it's like most people don't like this. Like I have nothing against BreadTube, but I see the stuff they're posting and I'm like, I don't know what makes you guys think we're winning. Like this stuff, as I understand what you mean when you're analyzing the racial implications of some, a newspaper article from 70 years ago, most people see this and think you're insane. Like they think
Yeah.
you're crazy. Can we please call Elon Musk fat? Like let's like let's wrap up all this other shit. Like
To make
let's
it a
get to
little
the real.
easier,
Yeah, let's get to the
make
real
it more
shit.
digestible.
Yeah, so I've been studying people
Yeah.
like Brett Cooper. I've been studying even evil people like Nick Fuentes. I've been studying people like why are they so fucking effective? What makes them so
Mm.
good? What makes fucking Ben Shapiro so effective when he sounds like this? Like what the fuck is like what am I missing? You
Exactly.
know?
That's my thing. Because it's like, I feel like the average Daily Wire viewer wouldn't like Ben Shapiro. He's like the fucking, like, teacher, you forgot to give us our homework. He's that guy. Like, you don't fuck with that guy. That guy's a fucking dork.
But
Why
it's
are you
like I
listening to
said,
him?
bro, they used the best tactics back then. Like I remember like watching him debate college students thinking, "Wow, bro, Ben Shapiro's so sharp." Now that I've had my own debates, none of them were big, but now that I've had my own debate, I'm like, "But this nigga was 30 something years old
Debating a
debating
child.
kids." Like what
Yeah.
what the like but it fucking worked. It worked.
Yeah.
because
It
they
does.
manage to portray their political opponents as stupid. Now, it's not a
Yeah,
coincidence that they're dug. Even if Hassan decided to debate tomorrow, he'd win. Like, conservatives are almost wrong on everything, and they know
bro.
that, So it's like, but the tactics they've used are so effective. So I've been studying everything they do to try to give myself an edge to try to get to the top of the left wing thing. So
I'm rooting for you. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to share them, but what do you think are some of those tactics? If you don't want to share them,
oh no, I don't
all
mind
good.
sharing it. I mean, I think one big thing is like characterization of the opposition. Like I think right wingers do an amazing job of like selecting crazy lunatics and saying, "Wow, look at the liberals today." Why are they so
Yeah,
crazy? Who's shitting their cereal?
yeah,
They debate people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about to create this perception of ignorance or stupidity on the left. And
right.
mind you, all of this stuff was done 10 years ago. So, like, there's no catching up now of, like, guys, they're liars. It's too late. Like, they've already been grinding for
Yeah,
10 years doing this. Um,
yeah,
they're very, they're just, they play we're normal. Don't you see how weird they are? Like, it's
yeah.
so,
They're very good at that.
they're so good at that shit. And it's like, and they're not very invasive or intrusive in their media. They're not like, man, you really need to get your life together. Stop doing this. Whereas with liberals, it's like, did you laugh at that racist joke? Or this joke in this game is so, it's like
It's
conservatives.
whiny,
Yeah, conservatives come across as not whiny, very masculine, very laid back and just normal.
patriotic.
Patriotic, exactly, right? Which goes back to the leftist thing, right? These people constantly shit talk America, not realizing
Hmm.
99% of Americans do not like think like this. So it's like
Yeah,
you're fighting an uphill battle where it's like everyone on the left, not everyone, but a lot of people on the left are like giving the right wing easy W's, and then the right has scored so many easy points over the last 10 years that it's like, okay, how did they do this? And I have to go all the way back to like 2015 to map it all out and like humble yourself and realize we're losing the messaging game, and now we have to work from like the ground all the way up. So but what about you? Like, what do you think about all this?
Um, I think Republicans are lazy and dumb. I,
I mean,
I
that
like,
is
I
true.
think most, I'm sorry. I think if you like voted for Trump, you're either lazy, stupid, or you're just like a rich white guy and you don't give a fuck. I think I can't see, I'm trying to be like as kind as I can, but I can't see you be not being one of those three. I don't see how the fuck anybody could vote for this thing. It's insane. Bro, like what the fuck? This guy was talking. This guy fucking tried to steal a fucking election. He lies about everything. He's a fucking rapist. He's got all these fucking psycho billionaires around him. And the things he's running on would fuck this country up like you've never fucking seen before. Like deporting 10 million fucking people day one or whatever dumb bullshit he said. Like you think that's gonna how do you think that's gonna go? And then tariffs is just gonna make everything more expensive. You're already bitching about the prices of shit, but you're voting for the nigga who's running on tariffs. You're stupid. You are a stupid fucking person. It's like I get it. Liberals are cringe and you don't like them. They're pushing trans stuff too much, you feel okay. Look at what the politicians are actually saying, though. And they keep running this thing. Kamala said this fucking thing in 2019. That shit was enacted under Trump. I tell you that, you don't believe it. It's crazy. These niggas are crazy. It's like I talked, like,
That's crazy.
they're
That's
fucking crazy.
crazy.
I talked to my family, and like, my dad has two master's degrees. This man blames Kamala Harris for inflation. It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like, how? How? They think she's the border czar. I show them, no, she's not the border czar. I show them where their job was. I'm lying. They say, I tell them, we're actually producing more gas now than ever before. I show them the chart. The chart's not real. It's like, what the? These niggas are crazy. They're crazy. I don't know. They don't
Bro.
believe in any science, facts, math, stats, unless fucking doo Trump is saying it. It's nonsensical.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to fool someone that's convinced than they've been fooled, bro. Like, and that's like, Even me, like when I was 21, I don't know if you could have convinced me about a lot of stuff concerning Trump. I just had to I had to just be given time and space to figure it out myself. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, bro, like the stolen election thing. In order to understand how he did it, you got to read the indictment. That's like a fuck ton of pages. Nobody wants to read that. All Trump has to
True.
do, it's not true, and everyone else just jumps in. It's not
I
true,
know.
and they win. Like I think I think how we're gonna get out of this is Trump has to be given room to fuck up. Like Trump and MAGA have to be given
Mm.
room to fuck everything up, but the Democrats cannot just sit back and wait. They have to be trying to win back the minds of the people, so that when it comes time to clean up the mess, Republicans aren't seducing the American people like, the border's open. Let me run the country. Like, that's how they do it. They fucking seduce you as Democrats are busy trying to rebuild the fuck shit that they just destroyed. They come into your ear and they're just whispering, trying to get you to put them back in power. So, yeah, bro. I mean, like, in the tariff stuff, it's like, once Trump convinced them, bro, I literally I went to a Trump rally like a month
As well.
ago, and I'm talking to this old
Also, we're
white
in the same
man.
state, by the way.
Oh, really? Really? Okay, okay.
Mm.
Bro, the amount of people that are here that are big on YouTube is unreal. Like, it does not make, like, black creators,
I know.
unbelievable. But yeah, the tariff stuff, like, bro, Trump made it seem like the companies pay the tariffs, and I'm like, not the companies, the countries, and I'm like, y'all, you do know that's not true, right? They're like, no, it is true. Once he's got them, he's fucking got them. And the problem is he's got all the normies too who are like, who do I pick? And you just have to let Trump fuck it all up. The problem is Trump is almost all the bullshit he promised. He's like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. It's like, fuck, I was hoping you would destroy everything so we could finally wrap
I
this up.
know, right?
But he's playing smart. He's
Uh,
like, I don't know if I'm gonna do the tariffs. Groceries is too hard to bring down. I can't end the war in 24 hours. It's like, fucking rat. Like, he's too
yeah.
smooth with it, bro.
And they don't even care.
They don't care. They literally don't care.
Maybe to give them some sort of leeway. Maybe it's because we're all just so used to politicians promising shit that we all know they're not going to keep. So maybe it's that, but like still, I don't know.
It's a combination of so many factors. It's like we're so used to stability as well, though we're willing to take the risk of giving someone too much power, and we just rationalize it as, everything's gonna remain the same.
Yeah,
Um,
we're so used to that.
yeah, we're so
But
used to
it's like
like
I feel like it's
politicians.
different
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I feel like it's different this time, bro. I don't know if it's the same. I don't
I
know,
hope it
man.
is, but fuck, when the guy's trying to steal an election, he's talking about shooting protesters and shit. He's sucking off Russia's dick. It's like this feels different.
It
I know I've
feels
been watching a
different.
lot of lib cringe media, but this feels different.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like we're unlucky, bro. I feel like we're in that part of human history where like we're gonna see some fucking like some really bad shit go down. Like it
Yeah.
hit me, bro, when I was watching the election and I saw this crowd of like all these people in these red Trump hats, and I'm like, this kind of looks like, I'm not gonna say the name, but like this kind of looks like all those other times in human history where people found like this cult like movement and started wearing similar symbols and all made a bunch of horrible, fucked up, stupid decisions that they all regret and don't want to be aligned with anymore. Like, this looks eerily familiar, and sure enough, honestly, I should have known we weren't gonna win when he got that picture going like this with the flag going over his head with the. Why did I even think we were gonna
That's what
win,
I said.
bro?
But then Biden was still running at that time. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, to be fair,
Maybe.
yeah, it looked like we had a shot because after a while nobody gave a fuck. But I was like, whoever's
But
writing the
at that moment,
script,
I was like,
yeah, whoever's writing the script of this movie is not gonna just like let that picture get taken and then give him an L. Like, nah, like whoever's writing this shit,
yeah.
and shout out to them because they're going off. Unfortunately he won, so it's fucking crazy, bro. You know,
Yeah. I'm
some things.
yeah. I'm nervous. Okay. Okay, this one is a little more lighthearted. Who do you think is more unhinged? MAGA or like the typical Hassan fan?
Shit.
Average MAGA or Hassan fan? Which one and
Damn, I
why?
feel like they're equally
I can go
unhinged.
first if you want me to.
If you want to go first, you can.
I would say I don't know about unhinged, but I'll just say which one I fucking hate more because I dislike both. I would say I hate MAGA more because at least like in the grand scheme of things, the Hassan fans like are trying to do something good. It's like
Yeah.
I get it. I think it's like if you're fucking like shitting on the dude who's like owns rental properties, I think you're kind of an asshole. But it's like I get it. There's some good in there, but like MAGA, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what you're going for. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, MAGA's like the 1350 meme. Like, like you hear about like a crime and you're like, I know who erased it. Like, MAGA is like, like when the country's under threat of like domestic implosion, you know what demographic is doing it. White conservative Christians. You just know who committed the crime. It's like,
Right?
oh, here we go. Like, it's like
Yeah.
if I had to if I had to guess, if I had to say which is worse, I would say MAGA's worse in terms of like they're just more capable of destroying everything and they're more
True.
entitled. Like the Hassan kind
They
of people,
are.
like yeah, like MAGA, they think because they're white and straight and Christian, they can destroy everything. Like even if other white
Mm.
people are like, "No, stop." They're like, "You're not the right kind. Like you don't think like we
Right kind of
do."
vibe.
Yeah, like it's our shit. We're going to destroy it. The Hassan camp, they mean well. Like they believe in a lot of crazy shit, but in their heart of hearts, they want to do like good.
Hmm.
I feel like I don't know who's harder to reason with because it's like they use the same tactics to push their bullshit.
Mm.
Um, I don't
Yeah, I
know,
don't know if you
dude.
can reason with either, to be honest. They're both fucking insane,
Yeah, they're
unfortunately.
both they're both crazy. Like like Hassan fans would be like, that clip of Hassan is out of context, and I'm like, let's not do this. Like, you think this shit's gonna work on me? And every day
Yeah,
you see me screaming about Trump and his supporters, and you think no, stop. Like, come on, don't play
yeah,
that. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, man. Like, if I had to, I'd rather like be next to like the Hassan types because I feel like they can be reasoned with more over a longer
Hmm.
period of time. MAGA has like they've gotten drunk. I feel like MAGA has accelerated so like hard, and they know the moment they stop, everyone's gonna be pissed at them, and they don't want to stop because they don't want to have to face the music. That far lefty space, they run nothing, they control nothing,
All
they
right.
don't have enough power, so it's kind of easier to talk them out of some stupid shit because it's like they don't have to give anything up. Um, but I will say, whoever runs next cannot like if I were running, I'm not gonna like give I'm kind of mad at that far left wing of the party because they were very much willing to give Trump the victory over like
Right.
Gaza and stuff. And I'm like, look, I get it. Like this is bad, but if this nigga wins, everyone's done. Gaza's done,
That's
you're
what
done, I'm done, we're all finished. And they
I
didn't
don't get how
care.
they don't see that.
Well, it's like the tariff stuff. The amount of people who have like passionate opinions built on like fly by night like analysis is huge.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
passionate people who have read
Guilty.
nothing. I mean, even I've been guilty of it. So it's like
Yeah.
you have to like understand that like so much of politics is just and this is what I hate like people who are passionate about like basketball they can give you stats, they can tell you what number this man had on his jersey 20 years ago, they can tell
I know,
you
right?
who owned the team 15 years ago, what color the court was when they played this game. You talk to people who are
Yeah,
passionate about politics, they can't tell you what a tariff is.
yeah.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, yeah, because everyone feels the emotion because I think that people running, or at least Trump, that's what he capitalizes on, the emotion. I know you hate these fucking liberals because X, so
Yeah.
vote for me. They fucking suck, right? Don't they fucking suck? Aren't they fucking trying to? They're fucking trying to make your
Yeah.
kids trans in
Radical
class.
left. Exactly.
The fuck's up with that? They're fucking. She's a communist fascist. What did he call her? Called her
All type
a
of shit,
communist
bro. He
socialist
called her a
fascist.
bum. He called her a bum on national television. I'm like, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
He was this close to dropping the hard R. We all knew it.
bro,
But
I was hoping he would.
I don't think he would have lost a single fucking vote if he did. That's
I
the
think
saddest part to me.
I think that would have been the end for him.
You think
Um,
so? I don't.
yeah, I think it would have been like seeing it on camera. Like it depends on like if he like cuts out halfway, like and he's like, "Oops, don't say that." He can get away with it.
Mm.
But
Like
if he goes all the way through, like if he does every hand sign to the jutsu, it's over. He's 100% gonna lose. I don't think he would have won that one. Um, but
hope
it's
so.
like MAGA knows. I think that's the thing. Trump knows like you gotta racism in 2024, 2025. Now you have to like unlock new levels. You can't just jump
Mm.
back to slavery. You gotta like you gotta you gotta unlock the
You got
N
to
word.
massage it in.
Right, unlock Jim Crow, then you can unlock slavery at
Right.
like but MAGA wants it now. They want the bullshit now
Right.
and
Right. Right.
it is what it is, but it's crazy, bro.
How do you feel? How do you think things are gonna end for our your boy Vivek?
I think
Seems like
eventually
people are.
I think he's gonna
Oh, God.
you know what they say in the black community, they call it the nigga wake up call. Like when you think
Mhm.
that these racist white people are your friend when they're really not.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's gonna end up getting one of those real soon. I mean, I have no sympathy
He
for him. He
did.
said Juneteenth was a redundant holiday or some shit. So I was like, you know what?
Nice.
You go win the prize that they got for your ass. Um, I think Ann Coulter told him like I would vote for you, but you're an Indian, so I'm not gonna vote
Yeah.
for you. Yeah, that's not even
Insane.
the worst of what's to come for him. If he keeps telling these white folks that they're too stupid and too uneducated, and you see what they're doing now, I can't, bro. If I go on Twitter, it's just I don't want to say the word, but you know what word it is. It's that word over and over again, anti-Indian
Yeah.
posts, and it's like, oh my, if I'm Indian watching this, like, I'm terrified. Like, if I'm an
Yeah.
Indian American seeing how MAGA's reacting to this, I'm like worried.
You'd be nervous.
I'd be nervous, right? Like, but I think this is not going to end well for Vivek. I think he's unelected. He's not white. His name isn't
Definitely
English.
not.
So
Nope.
he really needs to learn from Black MAGA and learn how to tread that line. They're much smarter at they know how to talk to white folk. They know how to properly like slurp it up. Pause.
Yeah.
Vivek seems to think he's an equal here. He doesn't understand
Ah.
that's not how this works.
Yeah.
So
He's got
he's
that billionaire
eventually
confidence.
yeah, he's gonna fly too close to the sun, and I think a lot of racist whites are gonna have to like. Did you know who Dinesh D'Souza is?
That name sounds very familiar.
He's like an Indian conservative who's not like a big fan of black people. He called Nick Fuentes the Rosa Parks of Twitter one time because Nick Fuentes got banned or some shit.
Mm.
And I think a year later, Nick went on like some massive anti-Indian rant, and he was like, "Dinesh D'Souza doesn't sound like a name you would find in the Declaration of Independence or some shit like that." Like it was
Nice.
ugly, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna jump in or say shit about this because
Mm.
if these are the people you want to be friends with, that's fine, but you know who you're aligning with. I don't believe the left should ever save someone from this type of shit if they choose to become a part of it. And liberals have to become more ruthless. Otherwise, we're just gonna be bitches forever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Is there anybody in mind that you think would do well running 2028?
No. That I swear to God, bro. I've thought about
Not
it
one
thoroughly.
person?
Not one. They all get their asses whooped by Trump. I can't think of a single person who could do shit
But Trump
besides
can't
Barack.
run. The Rock? I thought The Rock is losing his poll.
No,
I thought.
I said Barack Obama. I think
Oh,
Barack
the
Obama
Barack.
could
Okay.
yeah, he could win, but he's not going to try because he believes in shit like the rule of law. Trump will 100% try to run a third time. They're already making Trump 2028 signs because they're just like at this point they're like, you know what? Let's just do it.
Wait, who's they? His fans?
Yeah, they're already like they're already prepping up to just like explain it away. Well, his second term was stolen, so he was given a divine term by God or some bullshit. Like they'll come up with anything, bro. So it's like if I'm being honest with you, AOC can't do it.
Why not?
She has the energy, but she doesn't have. She's not going to be able to contend with Trump. She's just not. Like, I don't mean to sound sexist, but like, there's a certain like. Number one, she's a woman, so people are going to automatically say she's not qualified, even though she was the one who went to Texas to help the Texans when Ted Cruz was trying to go to Cancun. But whatever. Just her being a woman, people are going to hold that against her. Women have a harder time keeping up with men in terms of just like total disrespect. Trump is going to run laps around her. She's just not going to be able to do it in terms of like, she has the energy we need and the tactics, but she's not going to be the one that I think can like defeat this MAGA fuck shit. Tim Walz, I don't think can do it. He let his guard down with JD Vance.
So disappointed in his debate.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what? That shit was a layup.
It was a layup. He let his guard down. JD Vance was acting all nice and civilized, you know, and Walz, he was like, "Oh, I don't have to fight for my life here. Well, okay, let's be buddies." And it's like, no, you know what you signed up for. You're humanizing these assholes. Stand on business. He didn't do that. Kamala, I think, could win, but I don't know. With her being a black woman, if she unleashes on Trump, people are gonna be put off, even though she has every fucking right to unleash hell on this hoe ass nigga. She can't. She'll never be able. Like, they'll never let her do it. So it's like Biden can barely talk or walk. Kamala can't get away with what she needs to get away with. AOC, she's right there, but not close enough. Tim Walz is too soft.
Old enough.
I think AOC's not old enough, but at this point, it's like, bro, fuck the rules, bro. If Trump that's how I'm like, at this point, I'm like, bro, I don't even care, bro. Like, I don't care what the rules are. Like, at this point, we just gotta win. Like, there's nothing that the Republicans can say if we just decide Barack Obama's running again. It's like, what are you gonna do? Remove him from the fucking thing? Like, is that what you want to do? Like, if we just decide he's running, there's not much they can do. So, I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think anybody can do it.
Damn. No. So you think it's destined? 2028 is going to be the Repub's year.
It depends. If they fuck up, then they'll lose. But we're not going to have a proper victory without like. It's got to be someone special, bro. It's going to be someone we don't know yet. It's going to be.
I know, like Kyle Kalinske, I think is his name.
I know him.
He wants Jon Stewart to run. How do you feel about that? Your face says saying no.
He can't fuck with Trump. Like, Jon
you don't think
Stewart,
so?
I don't think he's gonna be able to. I don't think he's gonna be able to be tough enough with Trump and them. He can get tough, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to stoop to that level. And I don't think he's gonna be funny enough. I don't think he's gonna be able to give off like. In order to beat this energy, you have to have someone who's the same but not the same. So like, you would have to basically grab a mirror of Trump and hold it up to his face that believes all the opposite shit as him, but is actually as crazy as him. So it's like,
I disagree.
You think so?
I don't think you need somebody crazy, because I think a lot of people vote for Trump and they're like, all right, look, I don't really like the things he says. I know this nigga crazy, but I've been getting fucked over by the Democrats. And this guy, like you said, is promising this bullshit. I think if you have somebody who's charismatic and funny, but isn't talking about the Haitians eating fucking cats and dogs, and can distance themselves from the bullshit of the Democratic Party, then I think that would be like the ideal candidate, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't want to be like, there's obvious stuff Trump does where it's like, don't do that. You know what I mean? But you're gonna have to like for example, if I'm Joe Biden and I pardon Hunter and someone's like, Mr. President, some people are saying that you pardoning it, immediately I would attack the media. I'd be like, you dare ask me this, you fucking retard? Like, I would immediately, like, the problem is like, Trump has reached this realm where anything the media says is about him that's negative, even if it's fucking true, people think, here we go, another lie, another witch hunt. If I'm the one going up against these people, you dare to ask me about this petty ass shit? Stop trying to make it seem like him and I are equally crazy. We're not. So like, you have to kind of like, it's gonna take like, it's like threading it's like, bro, you have to find all the stuff Trump does that works, that's not going to cause people to dislike you or like cause division, and then take that and then find all the stuff that's not going to help you and get rid of that. And that's going to take someone who has like political insight, that we're talking about like insane insight, to where like this person is gonna have like, that's why I don't think it's someone we've ever met yet. Like whoever they are, we haven't been introduced to them yet, because most of the Democrats are pussies. They're
Yeah,
you know
clearly.
they're just weak. So it's like, you know, a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that when you're dealing with people who will lie about anything and manipulate anything and steal elections, you have to get your hands dirty, and people don't want to hear that yet. So we're just gonna have to let Trump destroy some more shit, you know, and kind of just see what
Where the
happens, you
fuck
know
it
what I mean?
goes.
Yeah,
How
I
do
mean,
you think?
yeah.
I have my own theory about this. It's not research at all. It's just me probably hearing four people say it on the internet. But how do you think Trump is able to create this, like you said, like anytime the media says anything about him that's remotely negative, he's always the victim, even if what he's saying is true. How do you think he was able to get that?
I think Trump is a never surrender kind of guy. Like I was watching a documentary about him,
Clearly.
and I think this the father of his one of his goons, I think Michael Cohen's dad or some shit, or one of his earlier fucking legal enforcers, advised him like, whenever someone attacks you, go on the attack, like never surrender.
Mm.
Like if they, even if
Mm.
what they're saying about you is true, make the next person who's thinking of coming at you understand that they're doing it at an extreme cost to themselves. And
Mm.
Trump has never forgotten that. So he'll say something on camera, and if you ask him about it and he knows it makes him look bad, he will deny he ever did it, and he'll try to make it seem like you're an asshole. And how he's able to do it is like, Trump at the end of the day is imperfect, and he's not like afraid to show the imperfection, and it makes people relate to him more. So like if
Mm.
you watch like his interviews with like Theo Vaughn, or his interview with like Full Send, he's so likable,
Insane.
he's so personable. But Kamala Harris feels so corporate. And a lot of people don't understand that like
Yeah.
Kamala's corporate not because she's a piece of shit, but because she understands that by being herself, she can alienate people, cause division, cause harm, hurt people, and as a result, she's not gonna just say whatever the fuck she wants.
Mm.
The problem is the American people don't give a fuck about that uber professional politician anymore. They want the raw, real shit.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, and Trump, his whole base has created a term for it, Trump derangement syndrome. And then over time, you get used to Trump shenanigans. So it's like when Trump says witch hunt, it's like, yeah, maybe it is a witch hunt, because you've been conditioned over the course of 8 years to think the shit he does is normal. So it's like a
Yeah.
combination of all these factors that come together to make people sit there and think maybe Trump is treated unfairly, even though like he's just constantly just getting his hand caught in the cookie jar and denying it. So it's like,
Yeah. I think
it's
it's a
crazy.
mix between that and then like once the Russia stuff early happened and he got away with it, everybody was like, "Oh, well they're just fucking lying." Clearly. I think I feel when I listen to a lot of these repubs, they see him as the victim because they clearly fuck, I really gotta like silence these fucking the donations. Whenever
No,
I'm
you're
like
good. You're
I
good.
can't fucking do both. I'm too retarded. But once they saw him get away with that, the narrative was set. They already have the
Yeah.
narrative in their head that the media lies, which is fair.
Yeah.
And obviously that was Trump's thing, the fucking fake news and all that shit. And they didn't read into the reports. They saw Hillary Clinton and the establishment try to take our boy, one
Yeah.
of us, out. They failed. It was all bullshit. And now everything that they say from here on out is a lie, and they're just trying to take him out because they can't handle his raw power.
Yeah.
That's
I
that's
mean,
basically how these people fucking think. It's. I mean, I get it, but I mean, do like a little bit of research though, you know?
yeah, politics is a very like it's a frustrating space, because like you should handle everything case by case. So it's like people
Yeah.
should be reading the investigation and realize that people in Trump's camp were in fact in contact with people in Russia and discussing things they shouldn't have been discussing and refusing to properly testify and all of that. But that's very complicated. That's too much work. It's kind of much easier to say lie, witch hunt, it never happened. That's much easier to stomach and move on from. And you're
Mm.
right. Like once that happened, people became comfortable with just like brushing off the media. And it's also another thing of like people don't want to believe that Trump was the person everyone said he was. Like they desperately want to believe it's still 2016 and he's just the funny guy with the tweets and it's not that bad. No one wants to accept like, yo, that guy was really willing to send us into the Capitol and maybe even die just so he could win the presidency illegally.
And then called you ugly.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's like it's
but
it's
they don't
it's
believe that.
crazy. They don't. Yeah, I mean, that's why I've said like, in order for this spell to break, he has to fuck up. Like it is
Big
kind of like
time.
a combination where like the Democrats do need to take a step back and just wait. And as that's happening, we should be trying to organize our own party and figure out how to move from there as we wait for the MAGA movement to implode. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, bro. I mean, dude. Like he is like it's almost like he's a lesson America's destined to learn. Like it's almost eerie. Like the shit he's pulling. Like it's almost like we have to go through this one to like
To
grow as a
evolve.
yeah. It's almost like this is one because we think this could never happen to us. We're too professional. We're too smart. We're too and it's like no, it can
Clearly,
happen
clearly
anywhere.
that's not the case.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, as a fellow I would say rational person with Republicans in the family, or maybe you have friends. How do you refrain from just losing all respect for these people,
I feel like you
or
have
have
to
you?
nah, you have to understand like the average politics is too much work for the average person to understand, but it affects them whether they care about it or not, which evokes strong emotion.
Mm,
So it's like you can't get too over invested in people's ignorance because you're just gonna get angry and you're just gonna get frustrated over something that's not worth being angry and frustrated over. It's just one of those things where it's like you gotta just take the L. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I feel like with other things, you can be like, nah, bro, like, fucking LeBron's got these stats or MJ's got these stats. With this shit, it's like, nobody wants to read your fucking 60, 70, 80 page indictment. Like, nobody wants to read that. And it's
sure.
unfortunate, you know? Nobody wants to. I was just last night reading about the Department of Education, trying to figure out how to fucking respond to stupid ass Trump supporters who want to get rid of it. And I had to sit there and watch Vivek Ramaswamy lie about how it was created to stop, you know, funds being stolen from black schools and sent to white schools. That's not true. Like the Department of Education predates that. Not as an
Yeah.
official department cabinet level, but it still predates that. And it's like in real time I'm watching people doing their research, learning from someone who knows what they're talking about, and the guy who's supposed to know what he's talking about doesn't know what he's talking about. Then I look at the views and it's
Yeah.
1.2 million views. There's nothing that one statement he just gave, I have to give like 20 different statements to disprove that. So,
Yeah.
you know, it fucking sucks, dude. But politics is just like that, you know?
Ugh, this is it's feeling hopeless.
Yeah,
It's
it
feeling
is.
very hopeless.
It
Oh
feels
fuck.
fucking horrible, dude. And then like they're so smart too, because like they're convincing these people education should be left to the states and to the parents, and it's like, dude, like it's like they're convincing these people you don't need to know anything. You don't need to know what's
Mhm.
going on. You don't need to know what the laws are. You don't need to know anything. Education ain't that big of a deal. It's not what it's cracked up to be. Ignore the fact that I have a master's in law. You just go back to whatever it was you were doing before and just trust me to figure it all
Exactly.
out. And it's so fucking sad, dude. It is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you're right though. Like I think it's mostly just misinformation, which is like the saddest part, like the most fucked up part that we don't have there's no agreement on the facts anymore. I feel like that's the
Right.
scariest thing about this for me, that we
Hmm.
could just live in two totally separate realities. But there is only one truth
There
in
is
terms of like
only, yeah,
the
you're right.
things that Trump does are like it's black and white. But like I said, I show my family these things, they don't believe in them. I show them the charts about the oil drilling, fake. Talk about global warming, the scientists are all lying because of Fauci. And I'm like, what the it's not even the same fucking thing.
It's
But
bro, like politics is so, it is it is like there's a difference between policy and pop politics. And I feel like people who are into policy are the minority. People who
for sure.
study, institutions and laws and research, and that right there is a small segment of the population. The
Yeah.
vast majority of people are into the headlines, the slogans, the border czar bullshit, the Sleepy Joe, the Lion Ted. Like, it's just so much easier to tap into. It's fun. It taps into that tribal nature of human beings. It's not boring. And and that kind of helped me, like, not be as angry at people who fuck with Trump. It's like, you don't even care. Like, you don't care about politics. This is
No.
just a fly by night opinion. You're not that invested. And then when you realize that, you can be less angry because it's like, you're not doing this from a place of actual malevolence. You're just riding the wave. But when I look at Republican politicians, I do hate them though, because they know better. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You
They're
know.
evil.
Yeah, bro, I've been saying it, like, these are evil human beings. These are actual soldiers of Satan, because it's like, for you to sit there and, like, say that people don't deserve health care
I
while you're
know.
rich as
This
fuck,
tray face.
you are truly a soldier of the devil. Like, you do his work on earth. Like, there's no conceivable way you can sit there and tell people you don't deserve higher education. Like, you have to
Yeah.
be spawns of the devil. Like, you're not this is
You're not
not
a
right.
human.
Right,
You're not a
it's
human.
insane, and they get all these normal. And what's sick about it is, like, conservative voters, they support all these liberal policies when Trump says it, but when Biden says it,
Hmm.
it's an evil scheme. And it's like,
Again, it's
these
because the vibes.
it's the vibes. These voters, in their heart of hearts, they support a lot of good shit, but they want a lot of, there's a lot of cultural stuff that Republican politicians tap into that they will never compromise on. Like, the Republican voter
Facts.
would rather no health care, and, like, if you, no, I'll take no health care if you just close the border down and don't let any non-whites in the country. I'll accept whatever disease, whatever illness, whatever injury.
Yeah.
I'll take it as long as the brown and the blacks just stop coming into the country. And when you realize that, it becomes easier to accept how this bullshit happens. And it's just like, I don't know if, like, the country needs to segregate based on blue and red, like Marjorie Taylor Greene said, or what. But
Yeah.
I just feel like it's sad that people who know better have to deal with the consequences of
True.
this
Of the
crazy ass
fucking.
shit.
I know.
It's crazy.
Somebody.
So
I know we kind of talked about this earlier. I mean, I basically asked you this already, but um, end of 2028, where do you see things realistically?
damn.
Not even who's
Um,
gonna win, just like where do you see the state of the country?
Probably disillusioned with Trump. I don't know how he's
Okay.
gonna handle this. Like, I feel like he's done a good job selling this idea that nothing bad ever happens under me, but, like, we all know that's not true.
Fuck
And
no.
now that he's able to do more with no accountability, I don't know if he'll be able to stop himself. Then with Elon telling him what to do, and just, it's already off to a bad start. But I think the most fucked up thing is, bro, I can't tell you because it's Trump. Like, if it was Biden, I'd be like, man, like, we're probably going to be stable, not much of division, probably a lot of good,
Mhm.
legislation either being recommended or passed. I can't tell you what's going to happen with Trump. We could all
So
be dead by
volatile.
2028. like,
Oh,
like,
Jesus
we might
Christ!
not
Don't
even be
fucking say
alive.
that.
Like, I'm just saying, like, we might not even, like, everything
And
could fall apart, man.
The sad thing is I agree. You don't know.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You
There's
don't
no
know.
telling.
Literally anything could happen. It could be good, small chance, or it could
Small
be the
chance.
worst possible scenario ever.
Yeah, it's it's
Um,
it's crazy.
yeah. I know we talked about healthcare a little bit earlier. What are your thoughts on the Luigi situation?
I think I think it was bound to happen, dude. Like I think this kind of response was bound to happen. I just feel like I don't know if people like I don't the thing is like Republicans they've sold I don't know how long they can continue to sell this idea that like you don't need healthcare like pull yourself up
Right?
I don't know how long it's gonna last because like that here's the thing they've opened this they've created this populist narrative in their movement
Mm.
so where it's like they've created this like realm of like before the Republican Party was more so about like the wealthy, the rich, the powerful, and trusting that they can make everything right. Now the
Right.
movement is about the common man, you know.
Yeah, true.
Now it's about the common man. So now it's like they're gonna have to confront the fact that their movement is not gonna just be sitting there accepting you telling them that they don't deserve, proper health care or affordable health care. The problem is these idiots still think Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are two different things.
Yeah, true.
So it's like these morons don't know where they want to be, what they want to do. Um, but the Luigi thing, man, I mean, it was dude. This timeline is a bit. Sometimes I'm like expecting like the sky to open up and God to be like, okay, I'm just joking. This is weird. This is
We're
weird.
getting close. We got aliens in the fucking ocean and shit. This is I don't know how real that is, but the fact that it's on like mainstream news is concerning. Yeah, this all feels fucked up. But I'm like, you know what? I felt like, our generation we didn't get drafted. We've had
Yet.
things relatively easy. I knew something super fucked was gonna come since I was like 12. I'm like, we're gonna have some total bullshit we're gonna have to deal with, and maybe this is it, and maybe things get better. They probably won't though, but I'm just trying to be optimistic.
I never thought anything bad would happen. I always was like wrapped under that like naivete of like security, like Obama's professional, Bush seems professional, Romney like boring politics, and then Trump came along, and I thought, this is fun because I'm a kid, like I'm still like I was
Sure.
15 when he won the first time, so I'm like not really understanding it, but like you're right, we should have realized like history does not stop for anybody.
Every generation has something they got to
Some
deal
fuck
with.
shit, yeah. Well, except Trump's generation. I feel like they had the Vietnam War, but that's pretty. They
Yeah,
kind of
well,
were smooth
lots.
sailing, kind of.
Well, I mean, like a lot of them got drafted though, right? He's a draft dodger, is he
Yeah, he
not?
is a draft dodger, which is interesting because
So
I'm
they have
interested to
that.
see if anything happens and he tries to draft people, how they're gonna respond to that.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people are gonna be sitting there like, dude, don't even play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even try to send me. Like,
I know, Miss fucking anti-Ukraine, anti.
dude.
Well, but I feel like they don't really talk about the war in Israel that much, but they're definitely stop
Well,
sending all this fucking money to Ukraine.
they don't like Jews and
Very
they don't like
actually.
Palestinians. So they're kind of like they don't have anything to
Neutral.
say because they couldn't care about the lives of either side. So it's like if as long as they just don't even care. But the Ukraine stuff is interesting because it's like did you hear like Putin was like I'm not accepting your deal. Like I reject this deal.
Did he? He said that
Yeah,
about.
Trump's peace deal. Russia was
Oh
like no
shit! Yeah,
thanks.
no, I
So
didn't.
that 24-hour
Oh,
shit
great.
is up in smoke. So it's going
Yikes.
to be interesting to see how Trump, if he even attempts, he's probably going to just ignore it. Or he'll deny ever saying he said 24 hours, which is predictable for him.
Of
Um,
course.
I said 24 months. Like he'll do anything. Like
I'm like he
he'll,
did. He did say that.
yeah, like he'll, bro, like, they'll actually sit there and be like, no, you guys don't understand. Like, it's crazy, and it's gonna be weird to see because like if MAGA is so they're so like they have no fucking concept of anything other than America number one, white number one, don't fuck with us. So if Putin and them like disrespect Trump enough and try to make him look silly enough, MAGA will demand blood. Like, you know what? Fuck them. Send Ukraine more money. Teach them their lesson for messing with
You
Trump and
think
the MAGA
so?
movement. Well, 100. If they try to make Trump look bad and
I mean,
Trump takes this,
Didn't this nigga fucking play fucking pictures of Trump's naked wife the day after he won? I brought that up to my family too. They're like, so
I don't
what else
I
can
know
he
that
do?
happened, but it's like I feel like that is a good point though. Is Trump even going to is he even going to like buck up if Putin? Yeah, I don't even know. That's the thing. Like normally he would, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
we'll
fucking
have to see
wild.
though, because his ego is unpredictable in a sense that like if they try him enough, he might crash out. Like he might say, you know what, he might actually just send the weapons and just like hope for the best.
Oh
Um,
god, I just hope. Fuck.
I mean, dude, I don't know, and it's crazy because like Republicans now care about the American people because of Ukraine. We're sending all this money, but it's like you never wanted free healthcare. You never wanted what the fuck is like? What do you guys? So what do you mean spend the money on the American people? What are you talking about? Like free Xbox, free PlayStation? Like what are we like? What do we?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like these people don't believe in shit. It's just like whatever new narrative is spun on social media is what they believe, and it's fucking scary to watch because it's like this country could fall apart just off of misinformation alone.
Yeah, I think it has.
Yeah, I mean it's possible this is the end, which is going to be
Would you
interesting to see.
move?
Uh,
I'm thinking about it.
I honestly don't want to. Like I'm one of
Okay,
those
good for
like
you.
Leonidas when the arrows are falling down, he's like screaming and shit, and he's about to die. That's how I
You
look
want
at
to die
this
with the
shit.
ship.
Like yeah, I
Respect.
can't. This country's too great to like let these thugs and these criminals like fuck this shit up. Like it's just like
Right.
I know America's capable of better, and it's like we've beat these motherfuckers before. Like we beat them in the Civil War. We can beat them. It's just like they're using tactics they never used before. At least not as effective as they did last time. So it's like I don't know, dude. I don't want to
Ugh,
leave, because I don't want them to like. It's gonna hurt like seeing your country, whether you're inside of it or not, go down like this.
I agree.
It's just it's gonna be tough, especially knowing what it could be, and then having to tell the next generation because they're gonna ask, Grandpa, how
Where
are
were
we so
you?
stupid, or where were you, or like how are we so stupid to do blah 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 blah, and it's like, what the fuck you want me to tell you? Like I don't know what to tell you about these fool ass niggas, like
A lot of
you know,
retarded ass motherfuckers in this place. I'm sorry.
and they'll deny it when it's all said and
Um,
done.
yeah, of course, 100%. They already have started. At least people in my family. I never liked Sarah Palin. It's like, definitely
It's like,
did.
come on. It's like, come on. As if Trump was running back then. Like, it's crazy.
Um, I know. Okay, so you said you've seen a few of my videos. Do you think there's anything we disagree on? I'm seeing a lot of
Uh,
W collabs. I don't know if you're seeing those on your side, but people are definitely seeing them on my side.
oh no, they're definitely fucking with it. Your Candace Owens one you did recently was like that one deserves way more views. That one deserves a lot more
I
views.
couldn't agree more.
I don't know. Not for real. Like, I don't know if we disagree on much because I feel like we have a pretty balanced view of politics. I don't think either of us have any radical, like, out there views. Um,
I think so.
yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe we might disagree over things as time goes on because, like, the wilder things get, the more we're gonna be trying to think of solutions and explanations for shit. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, like, I think for the most part we agree on a lot of shit, and I also think like your style of like content, it definitely helps because there's a lot of people who do that kind of like bread tuber YouTube essay style, but it's just so squishy and soft, and it's so it's not really
Yeah, it's
so
lame.
it's like yeah, it's like I feel like we're having the same kind of like I think one of the things that frustrated me, dude, was like watching like those three white guys that just came into the game, Parker, the other one,
Luke
Parker,
Beasley?
and not Luke. They're like it's like Harry Sisson, the Dean guy. Like these guys are so talented, but like they
Oh,
won't
yeah,
cross
yeah,
that
the TikTok
line.
niggas.
Yeah, that's one way of yeah. They just won't cross that final line, and I'm like, just come on, just unleash on these people, like
They're too
please, like
nice.
yeah, they're just a little bit too nice. So it's like, um, Yeah, I mean,
A lot of people like motherfuckers that get made fun of. I mean, look at Trump. That's all he fucking does is that's how he became the nominee. The first time he was just roasting the fuck out of the
oh yeah,
Republicans, and that shit worked.
lying Ted, little Marco, like, and it's,
Yeah,
I mean, I really do believe it's gonna take someone who knows how to thread that line. But the thing is, like, I don't even know how long Trump's gonna be around for. I don't know if he's gonna
fucking
go
hopefully
from
not
natural
long.
causes. I mean, like, I don't know what it's gonna take.
Look at him.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he'll be around another good 10.
Oh
Um,
fuck! I hope not.
I,
Isn't
I
he
think
already 80? You think he's gonna live to 100? Damn near.
I don't know, man. I think he'll be around a while. But
Fuck, die already,
the bright side is no one on his side is gonna be able to build enough of a cult following as him. So it's
bro.
possible that we can survive this shit because he just is too old. Um,
Yeah.
you
Do you
know,
think there will be like severe, like long-lasting effects after he fucking croaks?
oh, for sure, because he opened a can of worms that can't be closed. Now that he's like shown how you can like bullshit your way to the top and just be evil,
Yeah.
someone who's younger than yeah, I mean like someone who's younger than him
Uh
and
huh.
has a longer way to go before they croak, oh dude, they're gonna be an even bigger problem if the Republican Party can find that person and if they can
Fuck.
drum up the same cult like following. None of his kids had that it factor. I think Ivanka is a really good speaker, but she seems to be afraid of like
The
politics,
backlash.
which yeah, she seems to understand that it's that things aren't looking as good as they used to. And she's keeping
Oh.
her distance. The problem is the Democrats don't have a replaceable, not even a replace. They don't have, yeah, they don't have anybody that can do what Obama did. Like both sides, once Trump is gone, both sides are kind of just sitting there empty-handed. Like, okay, like what Pokemon do we throw into the arena? Like neither side knows what the fuck to do. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's I don't know, man. I mean,
Would you ever? Obviously, you're very politically engaged. And you talked about your goals for being the number one person in media. Would you
mhm.
ever run for anything?
Yeah, I would have to like move to a blue state though. Like I would have to like move to like like a like the West Coast or some shit. Like something safe, something predictable.
Right.
I would have to and like I can't be in like a wreck cuz like I can't trust this nigga Trump to not like do some fuck shit. Like I have to be like out of the realm of his like immediate reach.
Yeah,
Um
but you'll be unless it was in the near future, he'd be gone by then, no?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say hope. I don't want to be like. I mean, hopefully, yeah, he's gone for some reason. Not saying he needs to. I'm just saying, maybe he found
I
something
am. I
else
don't
to
give a
do.
fuck.
Maybe hope by then. Yeah, by then maybe he'll be gone, and I'll just be dealing with his like bum, like the bum version of Trump. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I would
that.
assume.
Yeah, I would hope so. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in getting involved in politics and stuff like that. I would just have to start from like I wouldn't know if I would do like House of Representatives or try to go for set. Honestly, damn, I'm not even. You got to be like 25. I'm 23. I think you had to be 25 for the House, 30 for the Senate. Um,
Only 23. Okay.
yeah, I just can't. I can't see myself waiting a gazillion years to be president. Like Trump has like
Yeah.
fucked everything up so much that like even I'm like fuck the law. Like just give me the like make me president now. Like fuck the law. I'm
Yeah.
24. Like give me this shit now. Give me the president. Um, I don't know, dude. Like, but yeah, I definitely plan to run. I just have to think about where
Okay.
from and
What do
I
you
don't
think you
know.
would run for? Or are you going for the big one?
I'm not. I wouldn't go for the big one first. I would have to like. I'm really fascinated with like actually doing proper like policy, like doing shit for the
Okay.
people, not just like trying to figure out how to like, you know, wage war on the
Finesse and shit.
Republicans and like yeah, and just like I feel like there's honor in like working your way up. I don't know if I'd start as low as like local, but I would definitely
Hmm.
try to go like Congress or some shit and just be a thorn in their side. Still
Hmm.
podcasting, still YouTubing, still talking shit, still tweeting, still acting a fool. Like, I think that's also gonna be like a thing you'll see soon is like influencers saying, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm running, and that's gonna make
Yeah, I think
politics
so too.
even more ruthless because you have the funniest, craziest, most attention-seeking people all in one building trying to fucking yeah,
Uh,
it could get
yeah, that's a
ugly.
good point. I don't know if that's gonna make things better or worse.
It'll make things worse. I mean, like the goal, honestly, is to like become crazy enough to defeat the crazy and then relinquish the crazy. Like, okay, we won. Time to, that would be my goal if I were to run. Is like, okay, we finally beat these people. Like, time to go back to normal. The biggest thing is like having enough narrative control to where the American people aren't feeling tempted to give the crazies power again in the hopes that they'll speed up the rebuilding of the very damage they cause. And it's just like, oh my god. So,
Yeah. Okay, I have some questions for President Crenshaw. Your president, what are your top three issues?
shit. I'd say my top three issues. Number one would be misinformation because the entire country can implode if people just live in different realities. I don't know how to
Free
handle that. I wouldn't
speech.
know what to do with
What they're
that.
gonna say?
But like,
Free
yeah, I wouldn't
speech.
know. I would be worried also about honestly just cleaning up all the loopholes someone like Trump would want to use. So like, I'd probably try to figure out how to fucking, term limits for the Supreme Court, stronger ethics standards. Probably can't be president unless you've served in Congress once or twice. Like this nigga has done so much shit that like I feel like if you're president, your first 4 years are cleaning up everything, like finding every little hole they can crawl through and like sealing it closed. Um, fucking dude, I mean, like there's so much is already established, but it's like protecting these institutions from people who want to destroy them. Obviously making sure people have health care is going to be a big thing, universal health care. Making sure people who want to pursue higher education can do it at an affordable level or at least for free, hopefully. And just like run the nation like any sensible fucking democratic politician would. But the biggest thing would just be fixing all the fuck shit. So I would try to run for like a second term to really clean it all up.
Mhm.
Also, like making it really clear in fine print what presidents can and cannot do. Having Congress decide those things probably instead of the Supreme Court. I don't know. I mean, it's just so much shit. Like it's like all of it would be trying to figure out how to stop Republicans from like destroying civilization. That's like your first 4 years. It's like how
Isn't it
do I
sad that
like
that's where you got to start from?
no facts like you're starting like your first thing is like how do I Trump proof all of this? Like even if he's gone, like how do I make sure like another version of him has like a significantly
Nick
harder
Fuentes.
time. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that people should have to pass a civics test to vote, but you should have to pass a civics test to graduate from high school and college. Like, I feel like if you don't know what a tariff is, that means we failed you. Like, we,
I agree.
the people who run the country, have failed to properly educate you. Um,
And now we're
so
all gonna deal with it.
yeah, so like, I don't know, man. Like, it would be some shit, dude. I don't know. It'd be fucking crazy. Have you heard
Yeah.
about have you
Mm.
heard about that Travis Hunter shit?
No.
Okay,
Wait, wait,
I'll
wait.
have to let you discover that later then. Yeah.
Wait, wait.
It's
Tell
the
me about it.
it's the football player of the basket. I think it's the football player whose chick is like cheated with everybody in like a 5 year span, and like he knows about it and
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
he's
Yeah. I've
cool with
heard
it.
about it.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but I keep seeing him.
bro, it's fucking crazy. It's funny because like I was curious. I saw you talk with FD Signifier, which makes me think about like I feel like we like black creators have not had enough of a conversation about like where does like the culture go? Like not necessarily musically, but like what's the plan for black people? We know Trump has no plan. The Democrats, they're kind of like guys just stick with us and we'll maybe figure something out. Um what do you like what are your thoughts on like what's going on in just like black culture right now? Like
Hmm. I think I have definitely have some thoughts. One, I would say just from doing my Candace Owens video, I think I learned a lot more about Black history and like the Black struggle. Just because it's like you hear things, and
Yeah.
I grew up with fucking around a lot of whites. They're not gonna fucking teach me shit. My mom tried her
Yeah.
best, but I was retarded as a child. Um, but like, so I think it's unfair, like this narrative of like Black culture is so degenerate, blah blah blah, and this is the reason that they're fucking poor is because they listen to rap music and all that stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I mean, clearly we're struggling, but
Yeah.
I think
Very
we are
much.
doing better. In my head, it's like, okay, well, if you take a group of people across a fucking continent and like or to a different continent in like the most fucked up way humanly possible, you torture them for hundreds of years in the worst way humanly possible, and
Yeah.
then you take them, you put them all in one spot and strip away all their fucking opportunities, and while they're enslaved, like you kill the ones that learn how to fucking read and shit,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, bro, what? And then like we're trying to get there. You're fucking killing people for voting. You're burning down fucking
Entire
towns
cities.
that are doing well.
Yeah.
We're trying, and then you put fucking crack in the fucking neighborhoods,
Yeah.
mass incarceration, and then we got Bench up here being like, why are these blacks so lazy? Why ain't they figured? It's like, nigga, fuck you, bro.
And
Like,
the crazy
damn.
part is, then when we get like equal rights, they're like, "How about we bring in all these people?" I hate to sound like a fucking MAGA head, but how about we bring in all these people from everywhere else and give them an opportunity? We're not gonna fix you, like we're not gonna fix what we did to
No,
you. We're not gonna like
definitely
acknowledge
not.
we fucked up there. How about you figure out how to fix that? Not only competing against us, but all the people and just figure that one out. And it's just like, well, damn, you know what I mean? And I feel so stupid, like when I was like 15, believing that Thomas Sowell shit of like
Same.
black rednecks, white rednecks. It's like street. Let's just call it street niggas and rednecks are not the same. I don't care if they love guns. I don't care if they drive crazy cars. These niggas are not the same. It's not even from the
Yeah.
same energy. It's not even the same culture. It's not the same shit. But he's so
Mm-mm.
adamant to pretend like the reason why the black community is so fucked up is because of black redneck culture. And it's like, well, explain why all these black people living in the inner city far away from redneck culture have a fucked up culture. Like that would require you to talk about all the bullshit that the government has done, but
Yeah.
conservatives don't want to confront those realities
Fuck
of
no.
American history. And I feel like a lot of leftists make it worse when they're like, you can't be racist to white people. It becomes this
I agree.
big fucking like mess where it's like, oh my god, let's acknowledge what happened, but not blame white people for shit they haven't done. Can we
I
please
agree.
do the most 2 + 2 = 4 thing possible? And no
I
one
totally
wants. It's
agree.
just like, oh my god. And then you have Candace Owens, who's like willing to sell her soul and thinks
100%.
she's white. I have a tweet of
Wants to
her
be
saying that
so
black
bad.
Americans are like the dumbest ethnic group in the country and that we're going to
Jesus
destroy it
Christ.
from the inside, which is ironic because MAGA ended up trying to destroy America from the inside and they're still trying to this day. And I look at Candace and I'm like, I'm so fucking glad I never like, I don't, I, people say she doesn't believe it. I think she believes it.
I- the hardest part about making that video was figuring out if she believes it or not.
Bro, she
It was
fucking
so
believes it.
hard for me to tell. I know she believes a lot of it. I think she bullshits on a few things here and there for sure. But yeah, I really think Candace is just like a dumb, whiny, sensitive person who's articulate and like wanted to be in entertainment and then like kind of just got like massaged by these fucking psychos. Like she probably felt the same way we did. Like these fucking liberals are fucking cringe. They're always fucking whining about shit. They're always pushing
Yeah.
shit on us. And then she has like fucking people whispering in her ear, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. Like, yeah, yeah, we are fucking degenerate. Like, we do need to do better." I think it's just a lot of that.
I think there are degenerate parts of black culture and there are things that need to be combated. The problem is like conservatives like they want to dance around how we got there. They don't want to talk about how it
Exactly.
happened. And it's like in order for us to make sure this doesn't happen again, we can't pretend like black people turned the first rap song ever on and something possessed them to pull out the
That's
nine and like air out the whole block. Like,
that's
let's
what they think.
that's what they yeah, and that's what they want black people to think. And it's like a lot of black people don't want to confront the problem because they don't want to give white racists ammunition of like, yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, we got to confront the crime problem. A lot of people don't want to talk about it because it's like, I don't want to fucking give these fucking white supremacists the idea that, you know, there even is a problem. And then it's like, well, what the fuck do you even, how do, when the only person confronting it is Charleston White, there's a problem. Like, when he's the only one, we're in a
Really
bad
speaking on it.
spot. When he's the only
Yeah.
one speaking on it, we're fucked. Because it's like, half the time he's speaking some sensible shit, and the other time he's doing what old heads do, saying wild shit that you don't ever want other races to hear him say. So it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even.
What do you think some solutions are?
I don't even. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think harsh policing wasn't a bad thing. It was where it was directed.
Get FD signifier in there.
So it's like,
Okay.
if you're, did he say that?
No, I'm just fucking. No, I'm sure he would believe the opposite. He doesn't believe that cops are effective.
I think strong law enforcement is what's necessary when you're talking about people who are killing each other, and like just terrorizing the public. But like, if you're locking someone up for even 6 months for weed, even a week, you're fucking up their life over something that's affecting nobody. It's like, now this
100%.
person just got fired from their job. You're talking about a community of people who are economically and socially disadvantaged, and now you've locked them up and got them fired from their well-paying job or stable job because of some fucking weed, or maybe even crack or whatever. Instead of trying to get them some kind of scheduled court date, not so they can get locked up, so they can get help, you have a scheduled court date so they can get locked the fuck up. That's just like common sense. Like, that's not how you rebuild a community from Jim Crow. But I feel like a lot of black people don't want to confront this like, you know, the YN meme. Like, they don't want to confront this bullshit because they don't want to give white supremacists a W. And it's like, they're not the ones suffering. Like, it's black people getting robbed. It's black people getting shot. It's black people's, you know, property value going down whenever there's violence. Like, it is a disproportionately black problem. So I think policing works, but it has to be done with the help of the community, and it has to be done with proper research and acceptance that we did it wrong the first time. I just don't know how you're gonna like hold. It's like Dr. Umar. Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to directly quote what he said, because he said something that we're gonna have to go to sleep for good. I don't think that's the solution, but I'm saying like the idea that you can just like talk some of these guys out of it, you're delusional. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not possible. I wish we could pretend like we can talk all these guys out of it. You can't. Like, maybe the ones who just sell weed. Like, I know street dudes who just sell weed. They're not involved in any back and forth. But these guys who are really into it, there is nothing you can say to these guys.
Too much bloodshed.
Yeah, there's too much bloodshed. And you're talking about like 3 decades of the glorification of gangsterism. Like, you can't just undo that by saying, guys, come on, put the guns down. And I don't even know if a lot of like far lefty black people are even willing to accept that too many people are picking the gun up. So it's like, how do we even get to that conversation when we can't even accept like, yeah, we might have a problem?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think about like what I want to do and what my part can be. I just feel like every suburban-ish black person, you need to be fucking doing something, bitch. Like, you know, you can't just make it all about you. So yeah, I definitely think about like one thing I want to do is I want to make films like later in life, right? And I just feel like there's not a lot of positive portrayals of like the average black person, especially in like international media. So those are things that I think about. I think about like mentoring programs that I could try to get other fucking rich black people to get into once I'm in that. You know, I think about like things like that, like tutoring programs. Just really like pushing a concern for education in underprivileged communities and giving them like easy access and like trying to make like learning fucking interesting and shit like that. I think those will go a long way, but in terms of like what the government can do, I don't know, maybe I'm just conditioned to just know that these motherfuckers are incompetent and they don't give a fuck, which is sad, but that's where my head is at. And now it's like I can't even trust these niggas to not put Fox News hosts in charge of the fucking military. How am I going to expect them to try to help black people?
Yeah, I don't trust MAGA with Puerto Rico. I don't trust MAGA with anything that has to do with people that aren't white. Like
We can't even
anything
trust them with the
yeah.
white people.
You
Fucking Greenland and shit.
even that you can't even well even themselves. One minute they want healthcare, the next minute they don't. One minute they want education. It's like they can't even be trusted to help each other. It's like
Yeah.
it's a disaster. I mean, I trust the government kind of, because like you're not getting a more competent set of governments than like Western governments, but like the people have to demand more. The people have to be like, look, like, and that's why it's so important to combat people like Candace Owens, who spread this idea that black people turned on the rap music too loud and then just started doing crack. It's like you have to like, you know what I mean? Like you have to
That's really
fight
my
these people
fucking narrative,
because
though.
that's the narrative. And when people really believe that black people just woke up one day and said, "What if we all just shot each other?"
Yeah.
like when that's the narrative, it's like the average American doesn't think that reparations for Jim Crow is a good idea, but I think it is. I don't know about slavery because I feel like it's going to be really hard to build up enough support for it. Not that it's necessarily wrong, but when you're trying to address like the crack epidemic, Jim Crow, mass incarceration, race massacres, it's like, how do we keep the crazy people out who are like, yes, make the white people pay? How do you keep them like, you stay outside? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then like,
Yeah.
but maintain that like, look, we're not compromising on what we know happened. Help us fix this. I don't, dude. I mean, it sounds almost too good to be true. Like it's almost like it's like, how do you even make that happen?
Wait, what sounds too good to be true?
Like a balanced movement where it's like we're not
Oh.
gonna tolerate like blaming white people for shit they haven't done, but we're
Yeah.
also not gonna tolerate lies about how our community got to this point and accepting like half-baked bullshit solutions that don't really attack everything. And also, how do we keep delusional black people at bay who are like, there's no crime problem? It's like, how do we keep them at bay where it's like, no, like you're out of your mind, like you're not in real life.
I feel like you need this is another thing I think the fucking Democrats do horribly is they don't combat the crazies on their own side. So like I think that helps the MAGA people, because like that's what the Daily Wire and Fox News I'm sure does.
Yeah,
They'll say, "Hey, this fucking psycho, the fucking lady crying in the middle of the street because Trump won, this is the liberals." Or these people that want to get rid of all cops, this is the liberal agenda. You don't have like a regular Democrat saying, "Hey, that shit is fucking wild," but also Donald Trump is fucking batshit crazy. So you kind of just lump them all together. You need somebody to stand and
facts.
be like, these are the things that I believe. And I think Kamala, it was hard for people to trust her because you saw her change her position on things, on so many different things. And ideally, that's what you would want from a politician, for them to be like, okay, well, I believe this, but maybe the people aren't ready for that, so I'll listen and change or whatever. But I think a lot of people, maybe because she didn't articulate why she changed her positions, a lot of people just saw her as, oh, just another fucking bullshit politician just saying what she thinks we want to hear, and she's still ain't gonna do shit. And they blamed her for all of Biden's fuck ups too, because they don't understand what a vice
Yeah,
president does.
I think Trump and the Republican Party have successfully conditioned people to hold Democrats to the highest standard and Republicans to no standard.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
and what happens is like Kamala can change her mind because she feels like she was incorrect about something, and people are like, "You duplicitous liar." Whereas Trump can
Hmm.
lie and then get caught lying about having lied, and people are like, "Witch hunt," and it's like,
What the fuck?
okay, it's like, what do I
Yeah.
even do with you people? Like, you're actually retarded. So it's like,
Yeah.
Democrats, if they want to win, they have to have narrative control. You can propose curing cancer. You can literally say, "I had the cure right here. Just vote for me." It doesn't
Didn't
matter
Donald Trump say
if
that he would cure child cancer? I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of him saying that, and that
I
might be more
I wouldn't
documented.
be surprised if he said he could do it.
Yeah.
And that's how bad. That's how you know we're fucked when like we're actually like not doubting that he might have said this. Um, yeah, I mean, like, if Democrats aren't going to get narrative control, they're going to lose. You can have all the good policies you want, but if people think your policies are bad, it doesn't matter. And that's how scary
Yeah.
politics is, where it's like, like I said, it's not what's true, it's what you can convince people is true. So you can
Right.
propose like 60 different great policies, but if the other guy is like, I'm gonna go to the moon, I'm gonna cure cancer, I'm gonna fucking, walk on water, it's like it doesn't matter what you're proposing. If his solutions are simple, grand, and sound too good to be true, people are looking for like a fucking Hail Mary attempt. And the Democrats are always trying to like thread these lines, and they've created a culture where you can bully them. I was just laughing at a clip like from like when Trump won the first time. I think, do you remember when Bernie was on stage and those two ladies ran up on stage and took the mic from him? I don't know if you
Mm-mm.
remember that. Okay, so like back then, I remember this vividly from when I was a kid. So Bernie's on stage giving a speech. This is when Bernie Sanders was hot. Like he was like up there with Trump before Hillary took over. And these two, young black women run on stage and grab the mic from Bernie.
Should we pull it up?
And you said what?
Should we pull up the clip?
I mean, if you want to. Um, they grabbed the mic, and I remember Trump talking about it like a day or two later, and he was like, it showed such weakness. I would never
Yeah.
give up my mic. He was like, I don't know if I would do the fighting myself. And I realized in that moment, I'm like, he's fucking, this demon is right. Like, like Bernie actually did show too much weakness. And what does it sound
Yeah.
like today? People trying to disrupt Kamala rallies, people trying to fucking. You notice how they don't do this to Trump because they're afraid. They're afraid that if they go to a Trump rally and scream about
Yeah.
something, they'll get beat
They'll get
up.
fucked up.
But because
Yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
Kamala rally, they're confident that they can go there and disturb the peace and nothing will happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the Democratic Party has created a culture of, you can sabotage us, you can make up shit, you can do whatever you want, and we're never going to fight back. And as a result, people are like, oh, we can treat you like this, then we're going to continue. So,
Yeah,
it's
100%.
unfortunate.
It's sad. I'm gonna play the. Oh my god, what the fuck? I'm gonna play the clip just so that people can see it. I'll share my screen. It's only 30 seconds, so I figured. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see.
Nice.
Oh, that's a different clip. How many times has he
Damn.
had the mic stolen from him? What the fuck?
Oh no.
How many times has he had the? This might be the.
Like you
What?
can't walk
He
off,
walks
bro.
away. Yeah, I mean, Trump would have. I mean, it's
Trump would have
like
punched her in the face.
yeah, he might have shoved her off the stage if he got a good enough angle. I don't know, like
Where's his people?
that's what I'm saying. Like, where's your security?
And what is she even talking about?
The dairy industry or some shit. And
They
this
cut
is
her
the kind of
mic.
trifling shit you have to deal with as a Democrat. Is like people will come up on stage and talk about how violent video games are so bad. Mr. Sanders, please stop it and take the mic from you. It's like, and the crazy thing is like, bro, that's not even the clip. He got the mic stolen from him another time too. It's like
Yeah,
it's like,
it's not a good look.
but this is the kind of culture Democrats have where like people have realized we can bully you, we can scream you down, we can derail you, we can sabotage you. And until Democrats regain the narrative, retake the narrative from Republicans and stop being pushovers, you're going to continue to see, like, I feel like people like Hassan wouldn't feel as comfortable pulling the kind of like stunts that they do if they knew that the Democratic nominee would like fight back. Kamala couldn't fight back because the Democratic Party has created a culture of, even though all of our rights are on the line, you can try to sabotage me because that's just the culture we've created here. Trump is so good at attacking, even like most of the time when he's on the attack, he's in the wrong. He knows he's wrong, but he's just never going to admit it. Democrats will like, yeah, Democrats will try to get even with Trump, or they'll just make an innocent mistake, or they might just not be perfect, and they'll just sit there and just take the attacks. And until Democrats are like, you know what? If he doesn't have any rules, I'm not going to be having, at least not necessarily any rules, but like I'm going to be deciding where, I'm folding and where I'm not. And I don't know, man. It is like you know, you saw how they reacted when she checked those people who were interrupting her. They were like, Kamala Harris alienates Democratic voters and destroys her chances of winning. And it's like, wow, so I guess Trump wins, huh? You fucking pussies. Like, that's all it took for
Yeah.
you to just, okay, fine. Like, it's like, all right. You know, it is
Yeah.
unbelievable. So, I mean,
I
dude,
don't know. It's
America.
dark.
It,
The
it, it,
politics are dark.
it's definitely something, dude. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, I
I
got.
mean, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I go ahead.
Okay. I don't know how much more time you have. First off, I think this has been a great conversation. I
Mm-hmm.
hope we can do this again
Yeah.
soon. But I remember one kind of silly one. Last thing on politics. I remember Sneeko used to say that he thought Nick Fuentes was eventually going to be president. I never thought that was a real possibility. I still mostly don't. But do you think there's ever a world where that's the case?
Congressman, yes. President, no. I
Okay.
think Nick has. I don't know though, because like, despite the fact
Uh-oh.
that there are so many like ship sinking clips of him that I personally watch, and I watch the show often, I
Hmm.
don't know if they'll hurt him. Like, as long as he pretends to be semi normal, I don't think the clips will
Hmm.
hurt him. But I don't know if he can contain himself. I don't know if he can stop himself from like saying something incredibly evil on national television. I just don't know if he can stop it. Like, I just don't think he has it in him. He's
To
very
hold himself
impatient.
back.
Yeah, like he wants Trump to go full like Jim Crow now, and it's like, Nick, like if you want to get there, you have to like take it step by step. You can't just like
Yeah.
jump to the,
Yeah.
and Sneako's retarded. Like I don't like it's like
Yeah.
dude, like that guy, like I don't know, but I understand why you're concerned, because it's like every day it seems like Nick Fuentes' rhetoric becomes more normal and acceptable in like the
Hmm.
common, it's like
So who knows in like 20 years from now? Hopefully
yeah,
we've gone
yeah.
all the way the other way, but I don't know.
I mean, the thing about people like Fuentes is like if he's himself, he'll burn out quick. Like I think one of the biggest things that will hurt the MAGA movement is taking the mask off or putting the mask on, in the sense of like a lot of the influencers on the right now who are non-white are kind of like, guys, immigrants aren't that bad, right? And they're getting that wake up call from their audience of like, dude, you're brown, be quiet. We were using you. We just wanted to use your platform to like make ourselves more acceptable, but like now that we're there, please silence. I don't know if their movement can survive going full anti-Semite, full anti-black, full anti-brown. I don't think they can survive it.
I hope not. I don't think. I don't
I
know.
think the
I
very
don't think
reason
so, but I can't say it's impossible. Go ahead though.
I don't know. I mean, like the very thing that made Republicans so like unlikable before Trump is the very thing that will probably end up launching them back there. I think they're just a racist party. Like they don't fuck with non-whites, they don't fuck with non-Christians, and when you're unwilling to form a coalition with people who aren't white, when you have that much hate, it eventually shows, and it's really hard to maintain a strong political movement off of just hateful white Christians. Because even amongst white people, you got to get the most hateful ones, the most radical Christian ones. It's like when you have that much division, where you have other white people against you, blacks against you, Hispanics against you, it's gonna be tough. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. Sneeko might be onto something. Maybe we are, and maybe the Antichrist will become president. I don't fucking know. Like it's anything's possible.
Fucking hope not. Yeah, I think I give it like a less than 1% chance, but the fact that I don't give it zero scares me. And then
Yeah.
Weedy, who's the long time viewer, says that there's no shot of Nick even getting into like a smaller, position in the government. But I'm like, look at fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is she not? Is she not a? Is she
Marjorie's a
a?
kook. Yeah, she's a lunatic.
She's in Congress, right?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
in the House.
Marjorie. Well, Marjorie is insane, but she's like, she knows what not to say. Nick is on
Mm.
camera saying the N word with a hard R. Like, I don't
Okay, yeah.
know. Like, Nick knows how to hide his power level, but like, for how long? Like, how long until he gets comfortable and just like launches an N bomb? I don't know. and then on top of that, like there's clips of him saying stuff that are so unbelievable. Like the misogynistic stuff he says, that can really
True.
hurt him. Like it's if the clips can hurt, if the clips can resurface and people see them and give a fuck about them, maybe. But I don't know, dude. Like Nick, he just like his ability to like galvanize people is too tightly attached to how racist he is, and you can't separate the two. So it's like,
That's
yeah,
true.
he's super talented and is like an amazing speaker and is even better than Candace Owens and all that, but he's so evil that like it's so hard to drum up enough supporters. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just, I watch
He's
him
too
all the
radical.
time. Yeah,
How do you feel watching him too?
it's funny. It's just comedy to me. Like I feel like
Okay.
it's
Doesn't get to you.
yeah, it doesn't get to me. I feel like I like living on the like being on the internet on the computer for so long. Eventually, you just get used to the bullshit. And then Nick, although if Nick wasn't funny, it'd be harder to watch. But
Okay.
given the fact that he's fucking hilarious, it's like, all right, a few N bombs here and there, a few landmines, but we'll figure it out, like, and I've had people that watch my channel and be like, don't really agree with you, but you're funny, so I'll watch. So it's like, I guess some people just
Humor's powerful.
yeah, humor it is, and that's why he's such a fucking problem. Where I kind of do fear Nick in the sense of like, even if he's not an elected official, he could become so popular that he might as well be. Where it's like, Nick just opened his fucking mouth, like God knows what the fuck he's about to, So
Yeah.
so yeah, that Sneeko shit, like his political journey has been a fucking mess, dude. So
Big mess. Big public mess. Apparently, he's back to making regular content. I don't know how. I didn't look into it. I don't really care anymore. I think I heard somebody say he's going back to college, which is very left field. So
yeah,
we'll
I
see how
mean,
that goes.
it looked like he was almost gonna make it when he got unbanned by Twitch, which I thought was fucking insane, and YouTube. I don't know what that was
It was
about.
only for like a day, though, right?
Yeah, but I feel like he would have stayed unbanned if that whole controversy with Hassan didn't happen. Like I feel
Did he
like
not get a kick deal?
I don't think he got a kick deal.
I thought
Did
he
he?
did. I don't know.
He might have.
I
I don't know.
he did. Okay. So we've been talking about a lot of bleak future shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to just end on some sort of positive note. I know you're a big anime guy. So what are your give me like your top 5
Honestly,
with the ability to change your mind.
I'm not that like I'm a basic anime guy, but if I watch one, I kind of know it inside and out.
Okay, so you're more of a Naruto guy than an all around.
Yeah, so like I know almost everything there is to know about Naruto, but I don't know anything about Boruto. Like I just don't watch it. I'd rather not
Well, that's
even
probably for the
acknowledge
best.
its existence. Yeah.
Good for
I
you.
discovered Dragon Ball through Dragon Ball Z Kai. So
Okay. Young man.
yeah, big Kai. Number 3, shit,
I'm gonna
Vinland
have to put
Saga.
you on, buddy.
Yeah, I fuck with
Okay,
Vinland Saga. I like Vinland Saga.
that's a good one. Because you're smart. Did you watch the second season?
I have not watched it yet. I haven't watched it
Watch
with
it. It's
Thorfinn
very
as an
good.
adult. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I have to say number 4. Let's say Bleach. I saw it a few times. I appreciated it a little bit. Could have watched more episodes, but I actually kind of like the concept of it. But I have not ever seen a 5th anime and actually.
Oh wow. Don't worry. This is gonna be a great friendship. I got you.
Okay.
I'll send you some recommendations.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I know Naruto inside and out. I swear to God. So people
believe
people get on my ass for
Great
not
show.
knowing enough anime, but I feel like knowing as much as I do about Naruto redeems my lack of width of
How broad it
knowledge.
goes.
Yeah, I feel like that makes up for me not knowing as many animes, is knowing my favorite anime inside and out. You know what
That's
I mean?
fair.
Yeah,
I
'cause
disagree, but I get what you're saying.
I mean, you sound like the same nerd either way. It's like you still sound like the same level of. I feel like maybe I don't know.
I think it's a different kind, but yeah, to the average person, probably.
Yeah, to the average person, yeah, I'd say so.
Probably, to be fair. Oh yeah, my friend asked Cowboy Bebop. Did you watch that? I was like, no.
Heard
he
of
said
it
he
many
didn't.
times, never seen it. So
Wow.
I would have to really tap into the. Yeah, man. I mean, I went from watching anime to more like narcos and like normie shit. Like, so I would have to get back into
That's
the
fair.
anime. So yeah,
Okay, I'll send you some, and you watch them or don't, and then tell me what you think. But all right,
yeah.
my friend, my friend, I appreciate you for coming
Yeah,
on. I
man.
think it's been a dope conversation.
Agreed. Agreed.
I don't want to take too much of your time. We're right at like 2 hours. So,
No, we're
you got
good.
anything, any final moments for the people? And again, I want to do this again if you're up for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm up for it. I mean, like,
Cool.
I appreciate just being on. I mean, I've seen your videos from a distance, and I was always like, man, like this guy's like actually like really good. And I was like thinking, should I do the video
Thank you.
essay shit? So to chat is always like it's always
You
good to
should
just
because, bro, your video about why you left the party was funny as fuck, and it was good. You should. Yeah, I fully think you should do more shit like that. Because I mean, we could have this conversation like off stream if you want, but there's like
yeah,
two different strategies. We're both kind of going about it different ways, obviously.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think you should do more along, like in depth shit because you have the personality for it. And a lot of these niggas that do it fucking suck. They're dry and they're
yeah.
fucking
There.
boring and they're lame as fuck.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
say go
thinking
for it.
I'm actually thinking about working on one. So I just have to like sit down and just like figure out how I want to do it because I hate having to look at the screen and talk and then look back and talk when I script stuff. Or I could just go off
Yeah,
the
I
just
get it.
gather the information and go off the dome and combine it and make I don't know. But
That's a way.
yeah, I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, man, like we can always go further into it, you know. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you having me on, man. Like, you know,
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. And yeah, I'll be back soon. I always say that and then I don't come for like a month, but don't clip that pause. Appreciate you, chat, and yeah, I'll be back. All right, we are